Hey guys, it's Angie, and in this tutorial I'll be going over how to make latex bald caps. You're going to need a few basic tools for this, including a plastic head form, sponges, powder, and liquid latex. And the great thing about making your own bald caps is that in the long run it's going to save you a lot of money. So once you have all these materials, you'll be able to make as many bald caps as you desire. To start everything, I set up my head form and anchored it to a table using a wig form holder. It's not necessary to have this little holder, but it just makes filming a lot easier, and it does make making a bald cap a little easier too. Next, with a Sharpie marker, I dotted in where I wanted the bald cap to start on the head form. It's very important to mark your form so that you don't lose your place while you're applying the latex. Next, I began to stipple a thin layer of balloon rubber latex onto the form. There are a few types of latex that you can use for bald caps, including molding latex and slip latex. However, balloon rubber is probably the best to use because it's almost pure rubber and provides the best elasticity. For the first layer, I brushed on the latex using a sponge brush, and I covered the whole form up to the line that I dotted on with a marker. And then I used a hairdryer set on medium to help dry the latex a little faster. For the second layer, I used sponges to stipple on the latex, and I applied that layer about a centimeter away from the dotted line and just continued to cover the rest of the form. Once the second layer was dry, I applied a third layer of latex. This time I moved 2 centimeters away from the dotted line and covered the rest of the form. I'm gradually applying the layers further from the line so that the edge of the bald cap will be thinner and easier to blend. I repeated these steps for 5 more layers, gradually working outwards from that dotted line, and also allowing the latex to dry in between each application. And for the final layer, I stippled on one last coat of latex and applied it all the way to the dotted line from the first coat. This is going to help seal in the other layers and still keep the edge of the cap very thin. In total, I stippled on about 10 layers of the balloon rubber latex. Molding latex and slip latex will usually take around 5 to 7 coats since they are thicker consistency, so keep that in mind. The thinner the latex is, the more coats you will need to apply. To remove the bald cap from the form, dust baby powder all over the bald cap, and then you want to dip a brush into powder and push it up under the edges of the cap. You're going to gradually peel the cap from the form, applying powder to any of the exposed latex. If you're not careful, latex will stick to itself, and if that happens, just apply more powder and try to work out the kinks. If you're interested in creating a colored bald cap, there are versions of colored latex available. I've had success in using acrylic paints. On the second to last layer, I will paint on a thin layer of the acrylic paint. In this case, I'm using black. Then I stipple on the last layer of latex to encapsulate the paint and prevent it from cracking. I also want to mention that there are a lot of other ways to build upon bald caps. For example, I made a finger wave bald cap wig using this method by building layers of cotton and latex up into the shape of hair. And then of course I applied some glitter to it as well. Now that you have yourself a bald cap, you gotta make sure to check out my video on how to apply them. And I want to say thanks so much for watching, guys, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe so you won't miss any of my content. Otherwise, I wish you all a great day and happy bald capping.